Steve, were you happy with the week of practice?
Yeah, but it's time to go. I think, sometimes I think the players can get bored of it, and I think we were there today where they just want to get on an airplane and head out west. So they're excited. It's an exciting time of year to be playing hockey, and they're talking a lot about being down to the Final Four, and you can see a light at the end of the tunnel, but we know it's going to be tough to get there.
What have you learned about Texas that you didn't already know from scouting them?
Well, we've done an awful lot of work on them. I know Willie. I've worked with Willie in Saskatoon in 2010, and they're a well-coached hockey club. They work hard. They've got a great veteran presence up front, a dynamic group of forwards, and on the back end, I like their top six. They're strong, they're mobile, they can create offense, and they can defend. So it's going to be a good series.
What do you like about your club right now?
Well, I like the way we're playing. I think it's we're playing the right way. We're not cheating. We're committing to all three zones. With structure in all three zones, and when your best players are your hardest workers, that usually bodes well for you, and that's what we've got right now.
With respect to all the practice time you've had, are you a victim of your own success?
Yeah, it's an interesting league. I'm starting to figure this out. I think we're in the middle of May, and I've played 7 playoff games. It's something I'm not really used to, having come through junior, but I understand it's about weekend games and selling tickets, but it's definitely been a lot of preparation and a lot of rest. It served us well, but I have some black aces right now that are hungry to get back in our lineup, but we've been fortunate to dodge injuries.
One of your strengths is like offense up and down your lineup. Every line seems to be contributing. Talk a little bit. Is that by design, or is that?
No, you know what it is. It's getting some help, with the Leafs. I think when you bring back Peter Holland and you bring back Trevor Smith and Carter Ashton, it allows you to be deep. And Sam Carrick's no longer on our power plays, killing penalties and playing more of a checking role. So it's great that we've got the depth right now, and we have all 4 lines that can contribute offensively. That's been great for us.
Talk a little bit about how far Greg McKegg's come this year.
Well, he's turned himself into an NHL prospect, and he had a game this year with the Leafs, but he's now playing in a top 6 position on a very good hockey club. So he can defend, he can score. He's now starting to do at this level what he did in Erie and what he did in London, and that's being a threat every night he's on the ice.
What do you learn from those 4 games during the regular season heading into the series?
With Texas?
Yeah.
Well, we know how good they are. They're the number 1 team in the league. We're an underdog. Let's not kid ourselves. We're an underdog, and I sound like Bruce right now in Anaheim, but we definitely are. We're underdogs. We understand that, but we've been underdogs since September 1st in this league. No one's given this team much of a chance, but they're peaking at the right time. They're playing well at the right time, and they've got a mindset that they think and they believe that we can be successful. So as a coach, I just have to point them in the right direction and make sure the game plan's in place.
I know you mentioned Willie, but you coach with or against 7 of those guys on that team.
Yeah.
Is that an advantage for you at all?
Well, it is. We know them, and I went to Texas 3 nights ago to watch them, and Radek had 2 goals for them. So, they've got depth. They're well coached, and it's going to be a heck of a series. I think these are 2 premier clubs in the league the way they're playing right now, and it's going to be a tough series. I think we've been searching for identity, or adversity. I think we're going to find it, and it's going to test our identity.
You mentioned adversity. You haven't had any yet. I know you said you asked for 24 hours the other day. Is that something to worry about a little bit? Complacency setting in?
Yeah, you have to be careful. You do. I think Game 3 going to overtime was important for us because we had to deal with some trepidation and some nerves, and I think hopefully that will help us. But Texas is a team in their building that they're very, very good. They thrive off the energy of the building. When they score in bunches, so we're going to have to be careful. And structure is the key word for our hockey club. When we think we're Texas or when we think we're Grand Rapids, that's when we get in trouble.
You coached with Willie in 2010. There's rumors he might get a look in Vancouver. What would make him a good coach of that net?
He's a superb coach. He was coach of the year in this league last year, and he's an NHL head coach in my mind. His teams are prepared. They play the right way, and he's got great communication skills. So I wouldn't be shocked at all to see him in an NHL bench sooner than later.
Andrew McWilliam, Tyler Bigg, what are their situations?
Yeah, McWilliam should play Friday night. He'll be a game-time decision. And Ty, unfortunately, lost 11 pounds the last 24 hours with the flu. So he's just dealing with a stomach illness right now, but he'll get back sooner than later.
What did you see in Texas in terms of ice conditions, things like that?
Yeah,
Texas and May would appear to be
it's good for us, I can tell you that. It's pretty much like Chicago. It was 90 degrees when I was out there this week, and the ice definitely will be slow, but we're okay with that.
You're 7 on the playoffs. How do you keep your team from getting too cocky going into the series against Dallas?
I've always believed there's a fine line between confidence and cockiness, and we want to remain confident but not cross over. And that starts with Trevor Smith, Jared Smithson, Corbinian, Holzer, Drew McIntyre, our older guys, not letting that happen. So we want to be confident. I think it's important to be confident. We deserve to be confident, but we can't cross over to cockiness. That's when you get in trouble. You're right.
They have an MVP, they have a Rookie of the Year, they have an All-Star, I believe. Talk
Yeah.
about their roster a little bit.
Yeah, you know what? They're deep, and we know that, and we respect it. When you look at Moran and his cast that can follow him, they're great. But it's the guys like the Heddens, the Ranfords, their support guys, their Sam Carrotts that are helping them be successful as well. And you got Fortunus, their captain on the back end, who's a character guy, and they've got good goaltending in Nilstorp. So they're going to be tough.
Are they more like you than obviously Chicago? Or
Yeah, no, this is, and that's why I think it's going to be a great series. Is I said that to Dave Poole, and I think these are two teams that mirror each other in a lot of ways. And I said to my guys when we did our technical meeting, the margin of error in this series is going to be very, very slim. It's going to be one turnover, one mental mistake, a bad penalty that could define this series. So I think the margin of error here is going to be very slim.
What player do you think shown the most improvement throughout the season?
Well, there's a number of guys. I think we've talked about Sammy quite a bit. He's probably the guy when I came in, looking at our depth chart, I didn't know where he would fit in, you know, whether he with us or with Orlando. And all he's done was make himself into an NHL prospect, Sam Carrick. So he's probably the one guy that has really stepped up his game. And I think for Leaf fans, is a name they should probably get to know.
Special teams was a bit of an issue in the regular season. Power play, I think you only have one goal in 14
Yeah.
opportunities. Is that something that you noticed you guys weren't doing?
Well, no, you know what, guys? It's execution. But players execute. When you drop in Holland and you drop in Abbott, your power play becomes a lot better. It's just what we do is overrated sometimes. You know, these are good players, and we can put in the plan, but they've got to execute it. And when there's something not there, Peter Holland can create something. So I think that's what makes a difference.